Hey, what's up, AJT fam? I didn't get to post a recap yesterday. I got a little bit behind, but I will show you. I'll show you real quick what trades we took, because it was, a unique lesson here. Here was ACH was the stock I was looking to trade. All right, this was the first one out of the gate. So I got in, it ran up, and then it pulled all the way back, stopped me out. All right, and then as it came back through, I ended up getting back in, and since it held support here, I just held on to it. And as long as it was holding support, I was going to keep giving it a chance. It did grind its way up, but never did get to my profit target until after the market closed. But ended up taking it off here for, a couple of bucks. It didn't quite erase the loss on the first trade, but you could see this one was it was on earnings, so I can't remember. Either it was on earnings or it was on my our morning scan. I can't remember now. But that was ACH. The other trade, MASI, I was actually looking at this for somebody, and I was getting ready to take my ACH trade off, but didn't remember or realize I had this chart up. So I ended up shorting it when I didn't mean to short it. So as I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, we may be pulling back. We haven't confirmed under the 100 period moving average yet, which is this orange line, but it may work. And I gave it a chance. Once it made a new high, I bailed out of it. And on the bounce, I bought, and I added to it, right here. Once it looked like we were going to hold support again, I added to it, got in full size, took some profit here off the table, and ended up closing it out here before the market. Excuse me. Stupid cat. This is a stupid cat. Trying to chase my mouse on my computer screen. But sorry about that. He did. Look at what she did. She got all these extra things in here. So Aftermarket, we were looking at OMC. Now this typically isn't a stock I would trade earnings on, but we had just had the webinar on earnings. There were some things that we were talking about, and earnings is a good place to make good money. I mean, you can make good money. Yeah, the risk is there, but you'll see, if once you look at the numbers today, you'll see why it's well worth the risk if you learn how to trade it. Now, not all stocks are going to be as risky as these. Most of them aren't. But today, it just so happens that Netflix and Tesla, two of the most volatile stocks, reported. So it was a little bit crazy. But I was looking to short here. This is what happens when stocks are really thin. I waited for the spread to close up, and it was about 25-30 cents, which is about what I can work with Aftermarket. As soon as I hit the button to send my order in, somebody hit the bid and took all the orders out that brought the spread together, and so it dropped back to $1 and it filled me. So the orders I was trying to hit got hit before mine, and the spread ate me. But because we rejected resistance here, I was able to hold on to it, and I was safe to hold overnight because we were beating against resistance. So fast forward to this morning, and we'll look at I took profit on it this morning. So the market, this is pre-market. Right before the market opened, it sold off, hit my first target, and didn't do anything all day. It came close to hitting my second target, but it didn't quite do it. So ended up closing it up for a pretty decent profit. It was a pretty decent profit. So that was OMC. This was a continuation earnings trade. This is the next thing we're going to talk about. We kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday, or was it yesterday or Monday? Monday. But we'll get more into it. It's not that risky of an overnight hold if you are paying attention. Okay? Not that risky. So that was OMC. And so I was out today. Had to go out of town to a doctor's appointment. Got back around 3:30, ready to trade earnings. So jumped on Tesla. I bought Tesla as it was breaking the 2-minute. It ran up a little bit, then the bottom fell out. So I got out of it. I shorted it under the lower day. It came down a little bit, and then it ripped up. So I got stopped out twice on Tesla. And later on, it sold off, it bounced, it failed to push. That was my ticket to get in. So I got back in, nailed, and this is a home run. This is a grand slam. Nailed all 4 profit targets. This was the last one right here. The first one was right here at right around this 284.26 level. The next one was just under the low here. The next one was the daily 10. And then this is the daily pivot here. And this was actually going to be my final target, but I split this to see if we would get this one, and we got all of it. So home run trade. After 2 stop outs, home run trade. Listen, just because it stops you out, just because the trade doesn't work initially, doesn't mean it's not going to work. Taking losses are part of the game. If you can't understand this and you can't accept that, then stop trading. You don't need to be trading. You need to walk away from it. It's impossible to do this without loss. And if you're so fixated, and I know everybody's taught, risk little, try to risk as little as possible and all that, these guys aren't making shit. Okay? If somebody's been doing this for as long as I have, you know the BS when you hear it. You cannot come in trying to shorten and have these real tight stops and make money. Yeah, it's going to happen every now and then. You're going to catch a falling knife. You're going to catch a stock that's just running up and it'll never back test. It happens sometimes. It doesn't happen often. All right, it doesn't. So be very, very careful about that. You're going to have to risk. Okay, no doubt about it. So that's Tesla. Netflix was the other one. This one I bought I was thinking we were going to bounce to the 9 and then I was going to jump back in. That one failed. So when it came back, I shorted it. It back tested the 9 here. That's 100% common. And another grand slam. 2 grand slams it took a little while to work, but you got to have patience. You can't come in thinking you're going to make a ton of money in 15 minutes and then go on about your business. Some days it happens that way. You know, some days I'm done by 4:20. Some days it's 7 o'clock and my last order just hit on Tesla. So, you know, what can we do? But if you're gonna trade it, gotta make it last. So since that was my last trade, I can show you exactly what we made. Exactly what we made today. All right, Tesla. Well, I almost pulled out of it. You can see Tesla 143.70 red. So I didn't quite get out of Tesla. OMC, look at look at what we made on OMC. Overnight we held it because it was rejecting resistance. We only hit one target, but man, that was a good hit. And Netflix, you know, we took care of that stop out, and we ended up 24.97. Look at what we did today. My first official day of earnings. And yes, we had challenges. These were not perfect trades. We had challenges. But like I've been trying to teach you guys, if you don't have the right mindset, guess what's going to happen? If you don't have the right mindset, you're not going to be able to trade your way out of a cardboard box. Alright, so you can't come in being scared to lose. You can't come in being scared to be wrong. You have to come in confident in your ability to execute whatever edge you're going to employ in the market. That's what it's all about. So that wraps it up tonight. I'm going to log out, shut down the classroom, and I will see you guys first thing in the morning.